So I'm Frank Tyndall. We're at the McAllister demonstration farm today, and we've just had a field day on the management of our effluent ponds. And I've got with me Scott McDonald from DPI. Now, Scott's an absolute expert on managing effluent. He wrote the guidelines for the state, for the dairy industry, and so it's great to have him here today. And so I'd first of all like to ask Scott, what do you think's the main thing to think about when you're thinking about your effluent?
Obviously there's the compliance aspect, so every state in Australia has some sort of aspect of keeping effluent on farm. But the main thing is that farmers build effluent systems to get some use out of the water or the nutrients. So they're not going to spend money on infrastructure for no value. So its main goal is to get effluent back out in the pastures, improve animal health, or to return water back to the dairy.
So how can you sum that all up?
So farmers need to get some advice on designing an effluent system. So effluent systems are not jelly molds that come off the shelf. They are very specifically designed for the farm, taking into account the farm's management and all the unique characteristics about the farm. So it's expert advice. It can range from direct application systems straight out to the paddocks, or it could be through a series of ponds. So there's a lot of components make up an effluent system. Farmers need to get advice on the best components that will suit them in their farm.
And where would you suggest they get this advice from?
There's a lot of consultants, private sectors, in Victoria, most industries who provide expert advice on dairy effluent. There's a national database, a lot of technical formulas, lots of ag notes, information sheets. So there's a vast array of information all around Australia on managing dairy effluent.
Great. Do you think that there's a bit more regulation occurring and making it a little bit tougher in this area of effluent in the next few years or whatever?
So the indication from some key stakeholders does suggest that regulation will increase over the next few years, both from a food safety and from an environmental perspective point of view. So it's not telling farmers to be fear of regulation, it's basically saying there's an increased focus on managing dairy effluent, which is fine. So it'll basically a good chance to showcase the dairy industry that our farmers are up to best practice. And
so you're not recommending one single system at all. You're saying you have to go and get design, especially designed for your unique farm.
You can't sort of design an effluent system over the farm. You have to go out on farm, you've got to talk to the farmer, you've got to look at their locality, their circumstances, soil type, rainfall. So there's lots of questions on farm you actually got to take into account before you determine what sort of system, whether it's a pond, whether it's travelling irrigators. A lot of questions on farm, back to the farmer.
Okay, thanks for that, Scott. Thanks for presenting the day.
Thanks for having me.